lost him. And you know what? It was just about to get good, too. It was just getting good. We lost
Should
him.
we take the break and maybe he'll call back? I don't know.
You know what? We can take the break, and we can see if Ethan can reconnect with him, because I want to hear where he goes with that answer. I don't know. CJ, I'm just saying, we just started bringing up some deep stuff, and then it gets cut off. Is the Illuminati listening to the show? Just saying.
Welcome back to the show. 3 minutes away from 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock?
That's it. I'm going home.
Dang, man.
See ya.
I wouldn't even be on the air on any of our stations before 8 o'clock. I don't know where that came from. Reading, it's hard.
Well, I think when you have a... I'll say in all candor, when you're in a foreign country and a monkey in a diaper sitting on your head, you're asking for trouble.
Discussion can end there. That's right. Boom. It's a definitive statement on the issue. Now we move on.
So how many times have you thought about that was a bad idea that I had a monkey on my head since you had the monkey on your head?
Every time I go visit Dr. Pellegrino, my personal doctor. Do you know what it's like to tell your doctor that?
Well, yeah, Doc, I also had a monkey. Excuse me? Had a monkey on my head with a diaper on. I bet you that's the first time Dr. Ron has ever heard that one. He's probably heard a lot of things.
He's heard a lot. Yeah, Dr. Ron has.
He's one of the great West Virginians. He's up there from the Northern Panhandle.
He's awesome.
Tremendous.
Yeah, Dr. Ron. Good dude.
We were talking in my office a little earlier, and a phrase that Ryan used that I was really kind of gobsmacked over. He started a sentence with me. He said, "We were watching football on Thursday."
I know, he did the same thing to me. He did this. Is this like Earth 2?
I said, what?
He came back and started telling me about the Cowboys and the Chiefs game.
I know.
And you were watching the Lions game on Thanksgiving Day.
Well,
what happened? What happened to our little Ryan?
Well, when my Uncle Bill and my Uncle Chris asked if I want to watch football with them, I don't say no.
Okay.
So, because I'm not a recluse anymore.
So if you have uncles that are big sports fans, do you get some creds? Are you like, hey, I'm actually kind of a sports show, syndicated?
Well, I don't.
Statewide.
Well, I don't want this to be a sports show.
Second game this season that Honors had 8 threes. Second time he's had 8 threes, and his coach has pulled him out with over 4 minutes to go.
You're up 40.
Yeah, but coach just does not want to see him get that record.
There may have been a discussion about that on exactly where he was in the number.
Did you let him know this time?
But there was a discussion about where he was with the number. But at the end of the day, Ross decided the juice not worth the squeeze there. With 3.5 minutes left is when he pulled him out after the timeout there. And that's a guy with a lot of minutes on his in his body. You need to rest him. But 2 out of 11, you got to think maybe he's going to approach that again. Here's what's wild. In those 2 games where he's just been one off of Alex Ruoff's record, he's now a combined 16 of 20 from 3 in those 2 games. So he didn't just make 8 threes, guys. He was 8 of 11 last night. He was 8 of 9 when he did it before. 16 of 20 combined in those 2 games.
Across this great state of West Virginia, welcome in high school game nights. I chuckle a little bit, folks, because it said early edition.
As compared to the
Only
rest
edition.
of the edition, yeah.
Yeah. Tonight is going to be interesting, to say the least.
10 seconds remaining.
Going to be a direct snap here.
Snap back. It's Tyler. Tyler fakes the run. He throws. He's got an open man. Pass top 10. 5. End zone. It's a touchdown. Pulled in by Nestor. 3 seconds left.
Are you kidding me with the play call right there by Kevin Whiteman? Again, forget the game-winning field goal. Whiteman says, we're going to try and win this thing right now. The direct snap to Tyler sucked everybody up, and Nestor slips behind. What an unbelievable, gutsy play call, and then perfect execution by these Falcons.
You had a moment of clarity about when it all started to make sense for you?
It did, because I didn't want to be a filmmaker growing up. I didn't even know what filmmaking was growing up. I used to watch Oprah and Katie Couric, and that's what I wanted to be. I wanted to be a journalist. I wanted to be you. And I worked at West Virginia University's radio station. I had a very thick accent. People would call in and make fun of me. And so I asked my roommates, my college roommates who were from Baltimore, to teach me how to talk differently.
Really?
Yeah. And it's a loss, I feel, from that. And it's probably one of the reasons why I love documenting people that are authentic. Like, I don't know if I'm authentic, but I think the people I find are very authentically who they are, and that's what draws me to them.
Stand by.
The state capitol is awash in Kelly green. It is Marshall Day. It's like a big family reunion for me. It's Metro News Talkline, and we are underway.
Do not attempt to change the station. You are surrounded. We interrupt this program to bring you an emergency news bulletin. Repeat, this is an emergency bulletin. Keep your radio turned on.
From the studios of WVRC Media and the Metro News Radio and Television Network, the voice of West Virginia, comes the most powerful show in West Virginia. This is Metro News Talkline with Dave Wilson and TJ Meadows.
Check set lineup link. Activated telephone. Switch network control from Charleston to Morgantown.
Stand by. Q Dave and TJ. You're on. Metro News Talkline is presented by Encova Insurance, encircling you with coverage to protect what you care about most. Visit Encova.com to learn more.
Good morning and welcome inside the West Virginia State Capitol. We are in the Upper Rotunda, and it is Marshall University Day at the State Capitol. Kelly green all over the upper and lower rotundas today. We have a loaded show with a Kelly green flavor to it. Marshall Athletics Director Gerald Harrison will stop by. Football coach and baseball coach Tony Gibson and Greg Beals will join us in the second hour. Heather Stout, volleyball coach, will join us as well. Hoppy's in the building, second most popular guy here today. He'll visit with us, and Brad McElhinny will catch us up on what's actually happening in the legislature. Delegate Scott Heckert as well. TJ Meadows is here.
Does that make me the first if Hoppy's the second?
Well, actually, the most popular guy in the building actually might be sitting to your left, as a matter of fact.
You gave me an opening.
Hey, you're the best.
Yeah, thank you.
You're number one.
Joining us on Metro News Talkline today is the president at Marshall University, Brad Smith. Brad, good to see you, buddy.
It's good to see you guys as well. Great to be back with you.
Love it. Kelly green all over the Capitol
today.
It's
the Emerald City here. Welcome to Oz, and we are painting it green.
What do you want to tell lawmakers today? What's the message you want everybody to take away from Marshall Day here at the Capitol?
Really two messages. First, how grateful we are for their leadership and their commitment. They work hard every single day. Sometimes it's not fully appreciated, but they're working hard to try to advance prosperity for all of our citizens. But then the second is that Marshall is an asset and a resource, that we can do things that they want us to do to help solve the problems they're trying to tackle. So whether it's cybersecurity or it's rural health care, or we have manufacturing and bringing those jobs back to the state, aviation, all those things are here, and Marshall is an asset they can call upon at any point to help strengthen our communities and better our state.
Do they do that a lot? Do they call on you a lot, and how do you help them? I'm curious.
They do, and so we will help them with research if they're thinking about a policy and wonder whether or not it has any viability. We get out and get evidence to come back and say, yes, we should pursue that. When we're talking about workforce readiness, they'll talk about the industries that they're bringing into the state. Can we get the students ready? Can we shift the curriculum? It's a real collaborative effort. In fact, our entire strategy is based upon a blueprint that was written for West Virginia in 2018-2019 called West Virginia Forward.
Marshall University, Brad Smith joining us. We spoke to Speaker Hanshaw, it's been 3-4 weeks ago now,
yes,
beginning of the session. And when we brought up aviation as part of the economic development plan for West Virginia, he sat up, his face brightened up. Aviation is smack dab right in the middle of what Marshall's trying to do.
It's incredible, and it's been a part of our history. You've heard me say this before. We forget that we were the original place that produced these trees that Orville and Wilbur Wright actually built their first plane out of. And then you got Chuck Yeager, and you've got the Rocket Boys in October Sky, and then you all have Katherine Johnson and the Hidden Figures. We even have Constellium producing metal for Elon Musk. So we have all these things that are aviation ready. And then think about our program. We started just 4 years ago. We had 18 students and 2 planes. We have 312 students, 11 planes, 2 helicopters. We're now in 9 locations throughout the state. We're also training dispatchers, flight attendants, and drone operators. So we are full-fledged aviation, and West Virginia is on the map for the nation.
I would think that just expresses the urgency, though, Brad, of why we need more industry to keep them here, because you're training them. We got to make sure they have a job so we can keep them here and grow the base in West Virginia.
Absolutely, and you're going to hear more announcements about people moving in, because where there is talent, companies follow. When companies come, jobs get created, dollars come in, and so this is going to be a flywheel effect, and we're weeks away from some pretty exciting announcements.
It's 2026. Students have changed since when we were back in school back in the day. How has Marshall adjusted to that? How are you reaching today's 16, 17, 18-year-olds?
Well, first and foremost, we're lowering the number one barrier that prevents many from going to college, which is affordability. Marshall University is the least expensive school in the four-year programs in the state of West Virginia and all 16 states in the southeast part of the country. But still, some still struggle to cover that number, so we have a no-debt offering. We have tuition-free WV. If your family's Pell eligible, you come to Marshall, you don't pay tuition, you don't pay college fees. So we're reducing that barrier, which is driving our enrollment. We've grown enrollment 22.5% since 2022. And this year we grew 7.5%. The nation grew 1% in terms of enrollment. So we've got enrollment going. And then the other thing we do when we get them there is we make sure we're teaching them 21st century skills so they have in-demand jobs. We've made the classroom more flexible now. It's online, or they can go face-to-face. We call that on-demand. And then we've got these 6 pillars of excellence like aviation where there's guaranteed jobs on the other side. A lot of our students are leaving and walking right into a high-paying job.
Something that Marshall is doing, you can tell me if it's unique to Marshall or not, but I see you at South Charleston High School going into the counties with a direct admit.
Yes.
How important is that?
It's very important. We forget more than half of Marshall students are first in their family to go to college. So their parents may not know what the process is to actually go through an enrollment process. So we've eliminated that barrier. We work directly with the student in the high school. If they give the high school permission, we just move all that information over, and then we start working with them to help them get enrolled. It has been a huge boom for high school students to realize their pathway can lead to college and to Marshall University.
Talking to Brad Smith, Marshall University president. Marshall Day here at the state capitol. Gerald Harrison's going to join us in a minute. We'll get in-depth with the athletic program, but how does athletics factor into the overall mission of the university?
Athletics is, as we always say, the welcome mat. It is the thing that most people see. It is the reason why our hearts beat fast. It is a $40 million marketing budget. I will tell you that when we play schools like Notre Dame and we win, the actual visits to the website go up 70%. There's nothing else I could invest $1 in that would ever produce that kind of return. Then you look at the athletes themselves. You have 414 student athletes, many of whom come from humble beginnings. But they come in, they do excellent in school. We have a 92% graduation rate, the highest in the Sun Belt Conference. So they're great student athletes. They're great examples of who we are and what we want to be. And they get everybody excited about what's possible. And I love Marshall Athletics because, like I say, there's a reason why they write stories about the shepherd boy with a rock and a slingshot. Because we may not have all the resources these bigger schools do, but I tell you what, we've walked out many times with a W because we bring heart.
I want you to take your president's hat off for a second and put your old hat on. I want you to think like a CEO. There is a lot of talk here. Roger Hanshaw and others have sponsored this plan. We hope to see legislation soon. The idea of creating a Jobs Ohio-like mechanism in West Virginia that would allow us to compete. I feel like you got to be hunting. And if you're not in the game, you're not going to win. As a CEO, talk to us about the attractiveness of a program like that and how important you believe it is or don't believe it is for a state to be out hunting new opportunities and going after those opportunities like Jobs Ohio does and like this new program would.
Well, first and foremost, I'm a huge fan of that program. Jobs Ohio became the gold standard for the rest of the nation. I have been working on this with several people and the governor's office as well as in the legislature for years. I think it's important. And to answer your question, we're in a capitalistic society. There are 50 states, 49 others that are trying to woo these industries and these companies to come in. If you can't go in and show them site-ready opportunities, you don't have a concierge service that says, look, I've got one-stop shop. You don't need to talk to 15 different agencies. We'll help you get in here and get located. If you don't have an education system ready to produce the talent pipeline they need, and you don't have the benefits and support they're looking for, somebody else is going to get them. And look at Mississippi. We've often said, hey, thank God for Mississippi.
Yeah.
Mississippi has a blueprint right now that is winning these big hyperscaler contracts. They have moved up in education ratings. I mean, they're doing so many things. I think they're one of the top 6 fastest growing GDPs in the nation right now. And so we have that blueprint, and I think now's the opportunity to get in. We have to be hunting. We have to be hungry.
Brad Smith, Marshall University president, joining us here. Metro News Talkline live at the state capitol. Brad, tell me something about Marshall I may not know.
Ooh. That we have the highest return on investment. When you measure the earnings 2 years after getting your bachelor's degree and divide it by the total cost for you to get that education, the national average right now is 0.86. In other words, it doesn't even return the full dollar. It takes years to pay off your college. If you have above a 1, it's a positive return on investment. Marshall University has a 1.47, and just 2 years ago was 1.31. So we're widening the gap. Not only are we less expensive, but we have the highest return on investment with great jobs that are in demand that allow you to get that college paid for. And that is something a lot of people don't know. The best return on investment in West Virginia and in the southeast part of the country.
I'm betting, though, you're not happy with that 1.47 and you want to grow it.
Absolutely, we're going to grow it. That's why we're making sure we're having in-demand jobs and we're bringing jobs here so our students don't have to make the decision that I made 40 years ago, and it was, hey, I have to leave to get a job. No, we want the jobs here, and we want them to be able to stay in West Virginia and work in any industry they want.
Thought for a second I may have stumped him, but he hit me with something I didn't know.
There you go. That's why he's the president.
That's right. Marshall University President Brad Smith. Always good to visit, Brad. Appreciate you stopping by.
You too, Dave. TJ, good seeing you both.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Coming up, we'll talk to Thundering Herd Athletics Director Gerald Harrison. It's Marshall Day at the State Capitol. This is Talkline from the AARP broadcast location. Back in a moment.
Since 1926, the West Virginia Hospital Association has been the collective voice of our state's hospitals, with a shared vision of strengthening communities, improving lives, and supporting our state's economic well-being. Our member hospitals work every day to provide high-quality, accessible care. This year, we celebrate 100 years of a unified voice and our ongoing commitment to supporting our members in achieving a strong, healthy West Virginia.
A message from the West Virginia Hospital Association, online at wvha.org.
Tens of thousands of hardworking West Virginians earn their living in our state's growing natural gas industry, including thousands for Antero Resources, West Virginia's top natural gas producer. Antero's investments are boosting our local workforce and small businesses. We're proud to give back and invest locally to support West Virginia workers producing West Virginia energy. But the Mountain State's best days are ahead, and Antero Resources is just getting started. Visit AnteroResources.com to learn more.
Kids are active, and sometimes injuries happen. At WVU Medicine Golisano Children's, our orthopedics team specializes in caring for growing bones, joints, and muscles. From sports injuries and fractures to scoliosis and complex conditions, we provide advanced treatment with a gentle touch, because kids deserve care designed just for them. Call 855-WVU-CARE to schedule an evaluation, or visit WVUkids.com.
You're listening to Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
Across West Virginia, hospitals are always here, healing, helping, and standing strong for our communities. Hospitals save lives and build livelihoods. They're among our largest employers, with a passionate workforce of 54,000 West Virginians. Hospitals are economic drivers, contributing close to $17 billion to our state's economy and working to ensure access to care for all. From life-saving moments to wellness support, West Virginia hospitals keep our state healthy, our families strong, and our future bright.
New year, new trucks. Start your year off with a new truck from Dan Calva Toyota World. Now lease a 2025 Tacoma for as low as $299 a month. Save over $7,500 off on select Tundras or get 2.99% for 72 months. It's your last chance to get a gas model 2025 RAV4. Don't miss out. Come experience cars you can count on year after year. Dan Calva Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the road.
Poca Valley has proudly served the citizens of Roane, Kanawha, Putnam, and surrounding counties for over a century. As your trusted community bank, we're committed to building relationships and meeting your financial needs. And with the Poca Valley Visa card, you can enjoy competitive interest rates, no annual fees, and a rewarding points program, all from a bank you know and trust. Visit your local Poca Valley office to apply or call us. Poca Valley, where relationships matter. Member FDIC.
Metro News Talkline is presented by Encova Insurance, encircling you with coverage to protect what you care about most. Visit Encova.com to learn more.
Metro News Talkline from the Upper Rotunda of the West Virginia State Capitol. Dave Wilson, TJ Meadows at the AARP broadcast location, joined now by Marshall Thundering Herd Athletics Director Gerald Harrison. Gerald, good to see you again.
Good to see you as well.
Appreciate you stopping by. First time for Marshall Day at the Capitol for you.
First Marshall Day at the Capitol, unbelievable. The energy that's in this building, I'm just shocked at how beautiful the facility is. I mean, this is big time right here.
Something like that. Well, they let us in, so I don't know how big time it is.
You know, the good thing is they let me wear, it's important. I think I had to wear a tie today. And I don't usually, I'm more of a quarter zip. I am the quarter zip aficionado.
You and me both.
Yeah, you see, you pulled them off both, but next year I'm going with your look.
All right, I love it. I'm a fashion setter. Who knew?
That's exactly right. Exactly right.
Here's the big question I wanted to ask you. We've talked about this several times. Where are we headed with Division I athletics, with NIL, with the recruiting process, all of that? You've got to figure out how to navigate it. Mm-hmm. Where do you see us headed?
You know, it's an interesting question, and I don't know how long this segment is, but here's where we're headed. We've got to get to, and it's going to sound like I'm breaking news, we're eventually going to have to get to a collective bargaining situation. We can't have everybody going and doing their own thing. And the challenges that we have right now is you got the A4 wanting to do something, you got the G6 protecting their rights, you still got FCS football, and everybody's got different rules and playing at different levels. We got to find a way to get our calendar right, specifically in college football, which drives this whole thing. So we got to get the college football calendar right. We got to get this transfer portal thing together. This unlimited leave when you want to is not going. I mean, no professional sport league has been able to pull that off. I'm a Giants fan. I wish we could trade our team every year. We can't. And so we got to figure out a way that everybody's not flipping 30 to 40 players a year, student athletes a year in all of these sports, and we can. It's just a matter of getting the calendar right, understanding that you're going to have to fund these student athletes. They're going to have to get paid. They're going to have the opportunity to use their name, image, and likeness. And let's put one rule together that says that. Everybody's trying, but hopefully we'll get that done soon.
I don't want to take money out of anybody's pocket. Mm-hmm. I want them to have money. I want them to be able, because it could be a great future. Could really kickstart a future. I'll tell you what I worry about. Leadership. In a time when we need leadership. And athletics has always transitioned and brought leadership to the forefront. We're not going to get it. And that's going to be bad for our country overall.
It is. Listen, leadership is important. And you got to have the right people. And everybody's got to trust whoever's going to do it. We need, and I don't want to sound like Pat McAfee or some of those people, but we do need a leader of college, a czar of kind of college. College football is where it's got to get fixed. Mm-hmm. If you fix college football, the rest of it comes together. Even basketball, as crazy as that is. But you get people who head those up, and that's their priority, and you got a chance. The challenge for leaders right now is everything's a lawsuit. You know, there used to be a time where you could actually have a discussion about it, make a recommendation, do certain things, and kind of talk it out in the back room, and it come out, the smoke's out, and you're like, all right, we come to a realization. You can't do it now because there's so many lawyers and so many people out here ready to sue everybody. As soon as you say, well, I think we should restrict the number of transfers, lawsuit. Well, we think we should play, we should restrict it to 5 years for student people, and you can't use junior college, the Pavia rule. The Pavia rule only worked for him. Every other judge has rejected that whole thing. But it worked that one time. In this lawsuit, I mean, we got to figure that part out. We got too many lawyers in athletics and not enough leaders and football coaches and things like that.
Let me ask you this. Everyone who's participating then, if they agreed to arbitration, Would that help? Does that help?
Well, I mean, there's a lot. It's so funny. You know, I laugh because when you listen to some of the people, some of them, because adults have gotten in and messed this thing up. You got to remember, this stuff started when student athletes just wanted the name, just wanted to get some money for being in a video game, all right, and wanted a job. That's where this started. And we've ballooned to this because a lot of adults, grown folk got in the room, and now they found a way to get 20%. It's like agents for these kids and these revenue sharing things. The agents are asking 20%. NFL agent gets 5%. The NFL agent's got to be a real lawyer.
Really?
Yeah, NFL agent, NBA agent, they got to have some kind of credibility, credentials, whatever. College people know to be Uncle Leroy down the street. And so, and they're getting 20% from these kids. So they're not getting the money that they're supposed to get anyway because there's no regulation. So it all goes back to regulation. But the only way we're going to get there is if we can come up with one system, one kind of a bargain. We got to get in that room and say, okay, we know we're going to give you a certain percentage of what we revenue. I think everybody understands that. And divided it up, how we're going to divide it up. But in exchange, y'all can't be, transfer one time, transfer two, maybe if a coach leaves, put those things. But outside of that, we gotta hold these rosters together because we're losing fans and entertainment people. Because I got plenty of people in Huntington that'll tell me, I used to go have season tickets to basketball, but I don't know any of the players anymore. Or I used to know, and they're used to having 4 or 5 year players. We're never going to get back to that all the time, but we can get the 2 or 3 years.
Gerald Harrison, Thundering Herd Athletics Director, joining us. Marshall Day at the state capitol. All of that being said, and we've only got a couple minutes here, but how do athletics still factor into the overall academic experience for a college student? Because we get focused on football, basketball, but there's softball players, there are track athletes, there are swimmers and divers, all the above. How does this all factor into the overall college experience?
Well, I'm going to tell you exactly how. If you do it right and believe in what the system is, everybody counts. Our goal, when you walk through the doors at Marshall University, whether you're there for 6 months or 4 years, we got to make you better and prepare you for life after college. Because only 1%, less than 1% of them are going pro. And so we still have to believe in the educational system. We call it the herd mentality, where we lock in on great. We want you to win. Everything's better when you win. We want you to be great in the classroom, and we want to professionally develop you and personally develop you for life after. And that's what we sell. We can't pay as much as some of the other people. But while you're here, the academy matters. All this great stuff that you see around here today matters. Be a part of it, and then you'll always want to be a part of the herd. And you realize that no matter where you go, you got a home here.
We collectively, as parents, have we failed our children by telling them, yeah, you can be the next Michael Jordan? I mean, I want to lift them up, but there's got to be a balance there, right?
It's got to be a balance. It's got to be a balance. As my daughter plays basketball at Western Kentucky, and all we wanted for her was to get a scholarship, but play whatever level you want to go, do whatever you want to do, and we never pushed that. But you go on this AAU circuits and some of these other things, there's kids out here playing flag football at 7 who their dads tell them they're going to get a scholarship to some school one day. Let's just worry about we still got to worry about the now. And not forget, we've got to grow them up, positive interactions, those kind of things, and then they'll be that person. I'd rather them talk about, instead of them trying to be Michael Jordan, why don't you be your local, the person at the high school?
Yeah.
Then be the person at the college. I mean, just say your eye set on Michael Jordan, that's pretty impressive. I want to be Samuel L. Jackson or somebody. But it just doesn't happen,
He's Thundering Herd Athletics Director Gerald Harrison. Big week coming up. Got some basketball games at home. Big game with Miami on Saturday.
Huge basketball game, and this is what I'm telling everybody. The Wednesday game is more important than the Saturday game. Wednesday, for our conference standpoint, to get to Pensacola and have a great season, a chance to win the Sun Belt, we need to win Wednesday. But the eyes will be on everything on Saturday because Miami, Ohio is 23-0.
And anytime you beat Miami, Ohio at anything, it is a good day, Gerald.
It is a great day to run with the herd.
Gerald, hey, thanks for stopping by. Always good to catch up, buddy.
No
Appreciate
problem,
it.
man. Thank you.
We have lots more to come. Delegate Scott Heckert going to join us next. We will talk about what's happening in the chambers this morning. Later, Brad McElhinny. Hoppy's in the building as well. Tony Gibson will stop by. Greg Beals, baseball coach. We got a lot to get to, not a lot of time to do it. It's Marshall Day at the West Virginia State Capitol. Dave and TJ in the Upper Rotunda. Stephanie Pauley is running the video side of things on site. Kyle Wiggs back at the Command Center in Morgantown. This is Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia. It's 10:30. Let's get a news update from the Metro News Radio Network. Find out what's happening across the great state of West Virginia.
West Virginia Metro News, I'm Jeff Jenkins. A Senate bill says West Virginia police would have to turn over anyone they pick up as an illegal alien to ICE. Marion County Senator Joey Garcia says this doesn't sound quite right.
My last name's Garcia. If I don't have, which I don't carry around necessarily, my passport or my birth certificate everywhere, could I be pulled over and then detained?
The bill passed the Senate Judiciary Committee Monday. Meanwhile, an official with ICE is praising West Virginia law enforcement for its help in a 2-week surge last month that took 600 people into custody. Michael Rose was a guest Monday on Metro News Talkline.
ICE is the federal law enforcement agency that is entrusted to enforce those laws. So that's our job, is to enforce the laws on the books legally. And that's our focus.
The state's inspector general, charged with keeping a close eye on the Departments of Human Services, Facilities, and Health, says she isn't getting cooperation from at least one of those agencies. Ann Erling telling members of the House Finance Committee Monday she believes there's lots of fraud in the Department of Human Services, but she's being held at arm's length.
I want to make sure everyone understands the pushback that we are getting from Human Services right now on requesting information.
Erling is requesting more money so she can fill positions to do more investigations. You're listening to Metro News for 40 years, the voice of West Virginia.
Hi, I'm Chris Lawrence, and the great outdoors is coming inside. Join me at the 24th Annual West Virginia Fishing, Hunting, and Outdoor Sports Show presented by Can-Am, March 7th and 8th at Milan Park in Morgantown. More than 100,000 square feet of fishing gear and hunting supplies, outfitters and charter boats, ATVs, campers and tractors, guns, knives, and much more, all under one roof. An outdoorsman's paradise. The West Virginia Fishing, Hunting, and Outdoor Sports Show, March 7th and 8th in Morgantown. A WVRC media event.
Hi, I'm Grant Maltba, Project Manager with CEC. Ever dreamt of working hands-on with wildlife? As a bat biologist at CEC, I do just that. Every day is a new adventure, tackling unique challenges and helping clients meet their Endangered Species Act requirements. It's not just rewarding for me, but it boosts our local economy and aids bat conservation too. Want to make a difference in the field? Join us at CEC. At CEC, we engineer progress in the great state of West Virginia.
Find out what CEC can do for you. Visit cecinc.com.
A Randolph County man is a free man this morning after being found not guilty in a Pocahontas County murder trial. A jury acquitted 48-year-old Jason Brickles after a 7-day trial. There are several West Virginia counties under a winter weather advisory today through early tomorrow morning, including Mason, Jackson, Roane, Calhoun, Gilmer, Tyler, Dodgers, Lewis, Harrison, Taylor, Upshur, Barber, Webster, Pocahontas, Randolph, Monongalia, Preston, and Tucker counties. Could snow 1 to 4 inches in those areas. From the Metro News Anchor Desk, I'm Jeff Jenkins.
It's Metro News Talkline, live in the Upper Rotunda of the West Virginia State Capitol at the AARP broadcast location. This month, protect what you love, your business, your data, and your reputation. CityNet Cybersecurity Solutions help guard against threats like ransomware, phishing, and data loss. All backed up by local experts. Show your business with some love with CityNet, connecting, protecting, and perfecting West Virginia businesses. Call CityNet today at 1-844-CityNet. Joining us at the ARP broadcast location this morning, Wood County Delegate Scott Heckert joins us. Good to see you, Scott.
Morning, gentlemen. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you this session so far?
This session so far is doing good. We come out with a plan going forward. Speaker of the House sat down with some of us and decided that he's going to come up with a plan to where we were going to show unity, because West Virginians want to see their leaders working together even in challenging times. While there are disagreements in Charleston and in your communities, as there always are in a healthy democracy, it's important that our leaders all focus and cooperate and respect and across all branches of the government. The West Virginia House of Delegates has made a consistent effort this year to try to unite, try to work together, try to put things together going forward. The effort brings us an encouraging unity to open dialogue and collaboration to move West Virginia forward, because really that's what we're all here for.
That's right.
As regardless of differences or opinions or what have you, we may not always agree, but progress is happening, and it will happen when you listen to each other and work together and focus on the people that you serve and work forward to solutions, not division. Now, division's going to come in this game because that's just part of it. And
is it division or is it debate?
Well, it depends on what day and what mood people are in, I believe. Sometimes a healthy division is good, as is a healthy debate.
Amen.
In other days, depending on people's attitude, the algorithm, the sound bites, the social media, what's on cue, what's not on cue, everybody, and none of us are oblivious to it. Some days people are having good days, other days other people are having bad days. It just happens in this game. You know, I believe from this time last year to today, I really believe Governor Morsi has tried to make a conscientious effort somewhat to move things forward in many ways. I think we got a ways to go as far as communication and filling in gaps, but I do believe it's better this year than it was last year.
Talk about this idea of a 10% reduction in the personal income tax. That's what the governor wants. His budget is set for 5%. So he's challenged you, I guess I would say, and you can accept that characterization or not, to find the other 5%. How do you do that?
Well, first we got to have a whole budget. First we have to see, are we going to dig a hole with a shovel and try to fill it in with a soup spoon? And we have to see where everything fits. With a 2% across-the-board cut on everything, we have a plan that the House and the Senate agreed on going, a couple years ago that has not really had a chance to fully develop, but it is working the way that it was developed.
You're talking about the trigger plan.
The trigger plan. That's one plan. The additional 10% sounds good. But when you only allow 5% in the budget and then you tell the other part of the legislators to find the other 5%, now there is a flip side to that statement right there, which was brought up to me with one of the governor's staff people. We all say we want to be part of the decision. So you could look at it. He's got 5 on the table. He wants us to find 5. Is 5 the right number? Nobody knows. There's not a magic bullet or cookie cutter that fits this. We all have to see what all needs. We have all kind of different needs, from teachers, doctors, social work. There's always an abundance of wants. I feel, and a lot of the rest of us feel, we should work on the needs versus the wants. I'm not saying that taxes is not important, and I'm not saying to decrease them is bad, but is it the right time? We just got to work on it.
Yesterday, we were talking with Revenue Secretary Eric Nelson about the January revenue numbers, which came in below estimates. Now, Eric said, hey, look, there's a timing issue there at the end of the month, been on the weekend. He thinks it'll all kind of work itself out. But how does that factor in? When you look at the revenue numbers, we're okay, but we were under last month. As you try to decide, is there another 5%? Is there another 10% that you can find in there to reduce the income tax by?
Everything we do here, every month, every day, depends on what the next day or the next month is. If you go back through the revenue reports from the last 5 years, you'll see every year, certain times of the year, they're real low. Then you look ahead on the other months, other quarters, they're real high. It's a balancing act. This storm hitting us, very unusual. The temperatures have been the last 5-6 days. I went to an opioid summit last weekend in New Orleans. It was colder in New Orleans than it was here. To answer your question, all the numbers have to fit, and you have to plug all the numbers in. Speculation is part of the biggest problem of this governing game.
Could we take the speculation off the table? You noted the trigger plan.
Yes, sir.
That's prescriptive. Could we take the speculation off the table if we wait until the end of the year, and then if we end up in a surplus, perhaps it's a one-time rebate?
Well,
and maybe we look at it that way. Any thought about that?
Well, a lot of us thought about a lot of different things. Some of us think we should just do away with the car tax, leave everything alone like it is, working towards its way, because the car tax, some of us believe, is the quickest way to put money back in the citizen's pocket, the fastest, straight across the board. Certain ways we do this, it looks like we're helping one tax bracket, not another. But the car tax, straight across the board, some of us believe is the fastest way to put money back in West Virginians' pockets.
Not to put words in your mouth, Scott, but I'm going to put words in your mouth. Just listening to you and having other conversations, I still don't hear a high level of confidence that this 10% income tax plan that the governor has proposed is going to happen this session. How confident are you?
I'm not very confident it's going to happen either, to be just quite honest and straightforward. Not that, I'm known for being bashful and shy, but
yeah, you're a backward guy. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Why is that? Is it because there's a trigger plan in place already? Is it revenue numbers? What is your concern?
My concern is are we going to do something that's going to hurt people down the road? The trigger plan's in place. It's working. It was designed to work. It's working. The car tax, in some of our eyes, is the fastest way to put money back in the people's pocket.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they really want. They don't really care if it's an income tax break over here or an income tax break over there. What they want is put as much money back in their pocket that they've worked for as fast as we can do it. That's what they really want.
You talked about the needs. Let me hit a few of them with you. The school aid formula seems to be like something that we want to take a look at. I know when I look at those numbers, especially around the unrestricted balances that the counties have, their savings accounts, they're way under what they should be. We had this revelation a few weeks back. All the counties got together and gave each of their lawmakers a line item budget in terms of funding special education, and that line item deficit that they seem to be running, and they're making that up by shifting dollars or using their savings accounts. Where are you at on that? How worrisome is that to you? How real is that?
It's real worrisome. There's lots of things that need fixed. Some of us believe that we should reduce 55 school boards down to my bill says 11. Another bill says 17, I think. And another bill, I believe, somewhere in the 23 to 27. What's the magic number? Who knows? But 55 is too many.
Yeah.
All the school boards are top-heavy. Top-heavy on one end and low on the other end. You need teachers. School board, West Virginia's losing population constantly. We're losing kids in public schools for all kinds of reasons. But yet the administration cost in every county goes up every year. But we're reducing teachers and workforce over on the right hand, but the left hand we got less students, we got less teachers, but we need more the upper part of the branches, and it just don't make any sense.
What County Delegate Scott Heckert? It's day 21 of 60.
21 of 60.
Are we going to have more discussions about school consolidations, administrations, school aid formula? Do you see more discussion coming up here in the last 40 days?
I do.
Good. A simple answer.
Daylight's burning, Scott. Daylight's burning.
Everything's burning at this point in the game. Time is money, and money is time.
Amen.
Wood County Delegate Scott Heckert, always a pleasure. Thanks for stopping by.
Always a pleasure. Thanks a lot.
Coming up, we're going to talk to Thundering Herd volleyball coach Heather Stout. Going to join us. It's Marshall Day at the Capitol. This is Talkline at the AARP broadcast location.
Coal-based generation remains the backbone of West Virginia's energy portfolio, ensuring reliability, security, and affordable electricity throughout the region. Our coal plants are engineered for performance, designed to run most efficiently at or near a 70% capacity factor. This level of operation is not arbitrary. It's based on sound engineering principles, scientific analysis, and has been formally adopted by the West Virginia legislature as a reasonable target for optimal performance. When our coal fleet operates operates near that benchmark, it provides stable power to the grid, maintains cost efficiency, and supports thousands of good-paying jobs across our state. Coal generation also drives local tax revenue that sustains schools, infrastructure, and community services. Working in partnership with state leaders and the Trump administration, we're ensuring that our coal fleet remains modern, efficient, and ready to power West Virginia and beyond for decades to come. This message brought to you by the West Virginia Coal Association and Friends of Coal.
We are there for you, to care for you at the health plan. We are here for you.
At the Health Plan, we are here for you, and we have been one of the most trusted carriers for over 40 years. Headquartered right here in West Virginia, providing exceptional health coverage and local customer service.
The Health Plan, we are here for you.
Hospitals drive West Virginia's economy. They produce jobs and create opportunities while keeping our communities healthy. Employing nearly 54,000 people, West Virginia hospitals rank among our state's largest and most dependable employers. They provide more than $1 billion in community benefits and generate nearly $17 billion in total economic impact each year. Hospitals are investing where it counts, advancing health, ensuring access to care, and powering West Virginia's economic future.
A message from the West Virginia Hospital Association, online at WVHA.org.
You're listening to Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
I have had a complicated relationship with food. My job was to talk to heart failure patients about diet and exercise. I felt like, why would you listen to me? Because I was not following a diet that was healthy for me. I needed help. Bariatric surgery at WVU Medicine helped me lose 175 pounds. I feel like I'm free. They hold the skill, they hold the tools, and they're waiting for you to come say that you need the help.
Trojan Landing Marine is now Charleston's newest power sports dealership.
We now feature a full line of sleek Suzuki street bikes and four-wheelers. We're now offering the innovative riding experience of Benda motorcycles. The next step in motorcycle evolution with all-electric Zero high-performance bikes. We've now got Segway vehicles starting as low as $10,000. Come in and check out our great selection of high-quality Benelli and Royal Enfield bikes. Visit Trojan Landing in Charleston, now your water, road, and dirt dealership.
Coming to Parkersburg High School, February 6th and 7th. Who are the toughest men and women in the state of West Virginia? Watch Tough Man live on Metro News Television to find out. Featured fights, top 5 finishes, and event archives. Download Metro News Television on iPhone, iPad, Android, Roku, LG TV, Apple TV, Fire TV, and select Samsung Smart TVs. Find out more at WVMetroNewsTV.com.
Stike Wealth Enhancement Group is now Wealth Enhancement, and we craft detailed financial plans for people like you because you're building your retirement your way. You deserve advice that's built to handle what your life brings. To meet with your Stike team advisor, call us at 304-443-4240 or email stike-info@wealthenhancement.com.
Metro News Talkline is presented by Encova Insurance, encircling you with coverage to protect what you care about most. Visit Encova.com to learn more.
We're at the AARP broadcast location, Upper Rotunda of the West Virginia State Capitol. Marshall Day today here at the Capitol. Kelly Green looks good on the West Virginia State Capitol, in my humble opinion. Dave and TJ joining us here at the AARP broadcast location. Marshall University volleyball coach Heather Stout. Heather, good to talk to you.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Hey, do me a favor. Pull that mic real close to you there just a little bit. There we go. Perfect. Thank you very much. How you enjoying Marshall Day at the Capitol?
It's just so phenomenal to see Marshall, how we progress, get to kind of see all of our students and their role, what they're studying in, just to see all the progressive movement that's been happening for us academically is huge. We're expanding not only athletic in that realm and capacity, but just to get to see what the students are doing day to day has just been so awesome to see.
Talk about that role, balancing academics with being a student athlete, and give us a sense of what your team members are focused on.
Yeah, I think it's really important to get a student athlete who embodies the total package for us, and we do this in a recruiting process. We want to make sure that they have high character, that they work hard. Obviously, they're phenomenal volleyball athletes, but that they also are getting it done in the classroom. And I can say that we had 4 4.0 student athletes a part of our program. We had 11 of them who were over the 3.5 capacity, so it was just great this year to get to see them kind of not only be phenomenal athletes, but also get it done in the classroom.
Made a run to the Sun Belt Conference Tournament in the fall. What are you looking for coming up next fall? I guess spring practice underway right now.
Yes, we're in 8 hours right now. It's been awesome to kind of get to see those returners have that big leadership role for us. Last year we had 8 newbies added to our roster, so this year to have 16 in the spring, then kind of get at it. Our foundation is very set, so just to get to enhance on the volleyball has been huge. Really excited for this returning group. I mean, Emma Barnett, a freshman, all conference, to do it in her first year. She's been getting it done really solid for us in the spring. Beatrice Ciccarelli, also an all conference player. Just to kind of see her back for a grad year, to be here and see how she's grown in her 4 years to now take a big leadership role on the court and in the classroom has just been awesome to see. So really excited for this fall.
Take us through the average day of one of your team members. I mean, class, practice, working out, how does it all come together?
Every day is different. I think for all of them, obviously, we have some who are engineers. We have some who are in the health studies. We have Bea Thompson, who's here today for cybersecurity. So all of them, obviously, they have a full plate and a full load. They're also heavy in SAC, heavy in a lot of things that are going on in our community, in our department. So I would say, give or take, they're 7 to 7 every single day.
Wow.
And then after kind of in our buck, making sure they're getting their study hall hours. But I will tell you, they love to be in season because the plate is full. Spring season, obviously, a lot more time on your hands, a lot more opportunities for internships, career development kind of things, but we like to have those athletes who want a full plate, and they do it very well for us.
Over your career as from, playing club volleyball growing up, high school, college, now being a college head coach at Marshall, how has college women's sports and women's athletics grown just in your time being involved?
Oh, it's been huge. It's expanded so much. I mean, you're going to the Final Four and seeing that there's almost 30,000 people there watching women's volleyball. Getting to see the recognition that we're getting on broadcasting, on ESPN+, platforms nationwide are just expanding, and I think that the game of volleyball has. And just to see that, years ago it was much more, hey, basketball and softball, and now we're in that realm where everyone's playing volleyball. And obviously to be a college coach and see that, it's phenomenal for me.
I mean, it's fun to watch, too. I mean, it's entertainment. It's fun to watch.
Fast pace, high intensity, everyone's cheering. What's not to love?
Yeah.
How are you? I was gonna say, are you recruiting kids at like the middle school level? But how do you get kids involved? How do you get them to want to play the sport?
So for us, obviously, we have a lot of summer camps. Our women also are in the club capacity a lot. We're heavy on the road recruiting season. I mean, it's 10 months out of the year, really, that you're watching high school volleyball, then you're also watching their club season. So we try to do it at Marshall to market it to get them at the games. Obviously, that's a huge for us to get any of the middle schools, the local elementaries kind of have a YMCA day. We'll have a younger student day, and then obviously camps are they're huge.
Would you agree with the statement that being a good student athlete or being a good athlete makes you a better student? It seems like one feeds off the other and the other feeds off the one.
Absolutely. I think that when you have people who are superior students and then student athletes, they're going to give more. And we get to see that from our student athletes every day. A lot of job seekers, they're looking at people who have been a part of a team, who have that discipline, who have that hard work. Those are things that, jobs are looking for.
Yeah.
And I think that our herd has that.
What interested you about Marshall when you saw the job opening? There has to be mutual interest.
Absolutely. I mean, the Sun Belt Conference, it's the 6th volleyball conference nationally, so every single night it's dog eat dog. I'm a competitor, so I love to see that. Went to Glenville State, so love West Virginia. They kind of got to see me as a kid. Now I'm a grown woman, so I love this state, forever 304. And then my uncle also played football at Marshall. So just to see how in the early 2000s, how Marshall has developed, how it's enhanced, the community, the town, everybody, it is a family atmosphere. We bleed green throughout. We're flying, someone's throwing up the herd symbol at us. We're on the other side on the West Coast, someone's throwing it up. This herd is all over the map, and I think that resonated for me. I want to be somewhere where you're going to get the family atmosphere, you're going to get the little details day to day, but you're also going to get people who really care about you and your program.
Marshall volleyball coach Heather Stout, always appreciate it. Hey, thanks for stopping by.
Hey, thank you all for having me.
Take our final break. We'll wrap up a busy first hour, tell you about a busy second hour coming up. This is Talkline from the AARP broadcast location.
Hi, I'm Chris Lawrence, and the great outdoors is coming inside. Join me at the 24th Annual West Virginia Fishing, Hunting, and Outdoor Sports Show presented by Can-Am, March 7th and 8th at Milan Park in Morgantown. More than 100,000 square feet of fishing gear and hunting supplies, outfitters and charter boats, ATVs, campers and tractors, guns, knives, and much more, all under one roof. An outdoorsman's paradise. The West Virginia Fishing, Hunting, and Outdoor Sports Show, March 7th and 8th in Morgantown. A WVRC media event.
At Glenville State University, we are pioneers. With over 45 undergraduate degree programs, 17 NCAA athletic teams, and countless campus organizations and activities, we're here to help you build your story while becoming a part of ours. Glenville State University, your dream, your future, your story. Visit glenville.edu today for more information.
We're expanding our ultra-fast fiber network across West Virginia, bringing reliable, lightning-fast internet to more homes every day. With plans up to 10 gig, you'll enjoy unbeatable speed for streaming, gaming, and working from home. And right now, new customers get 50% off any plan for their first year, now as low as $25 a month. No contracts, free installation, local support you can count on. Check availability today at citynet.net. CityNet connects, protects, and perfects.
You're listening to Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you.
On the next State of Minds.
My dad always said, don't let any one individual control your destiny, what you do, what your value is. And I wasn't about to let Paterno do that to me. I mean, it was just a phenomenal time, my first game, and to be accepted as a Mountaineer.
Start your new year off right with a new ride from Dan Cava GMC. Come explore our 2026 GMC Acadias. Spacious, smooth, and made for everyday life. It's truly a fan favorite. Drive into winter with a new 2026 GMC Sierra, now up to $12,000 off, or lease as low as $499 a month. So upgrade your ride this year with us at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop Thora.
It's high school basketball season, and Metro News Television has you covered. Rivalries, buzzer beaters, classic hardwood competition. Watch live and on demand from gyms across the Mountain State. Stream Metro News Television on your iPhone, Android, Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, LG TV, and select smart TVs. Or visit MetroNewsTV.com for more information. High school basketball lives here on Metro News Television.
Virginia.
Jackpots are growing in West Virginia. Jackpots are on the rise every week. Powerball hits Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. Mega Millions lights up Tuesdays and Fridays. That's 5 chances a week to get in on life-changing jackpots. Play in-store and online. 18 plus to play. Please play responsibly. Go ahead. Play today. Whew. Jan, first hour. We got a loaded second hour coming up. We're going to take a big risk. We're going to put both Marshall baseball and football coaches on at the same time. Greg Beals and Tony Gibson are going to join us. And Grant Traylor, bless his heart, who's been a tremendous help. He is the SID, AD, communications, does a little bit of everything in the athletics department. He's like, you guys sure about this? Well, we're all about the content on this program.
I think it'll be great radio.
So they're going to join us coming up. Hoppy Kercheval is floating around the building. I take back my earlier statement. He may be the most popular guy because he's not asking the tough questions anymore. He's just floating around, shaking hands and kissing babies.
A lot of people lining up to get that handshake with Hoppy this morning. You can very clearly see that.
So Hop is going to join us, and Brad McElhinny as well. We'll find out what is and is not happening in the chambers of the Senate and the House this morning. So a lot to get to in hour number 2. Come on back. It's Dave and TJ. It's Talkline at the state capitol on Metro News for 40 years, the voice of West Virginia. Lost him. And you know what? It was just about to get good, too. It was just getting good. We lost
Should
him.
we take the break and maybe he'll call back? I don't know.
You know what? We can take the break, and we can see if Ethan can reconnect with him, because I want to hear where he goes with that answer. I don't know. CJ, I'm just saying, we just started bringing up some deep stuff, and then it gets cut off. Is the Illuminati listening to the show? Just saying.
Welcome back to the show. 3 minutes away from 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock?
That's it. I'm going home.
Dang, man.
See ya.
I wouldn't even be on the air on any of our stations before 8 o'clock. I don't know where that came from. Reading, it's hard.
Well, I think when you have a I'll say in all candor, when you're in a foreign country and a monkey in a diaper sitting on your head, you're asking for trouble.
Discussion can end there. That's right. Boom. It's a definitive statement on the issue. Now we move on.
So how many times have you thought about that was a bad idea that I had a monkey on my head since you had the monkey on your head?
Every time I go visit Dr. Pellegrino, my personal doctor. Do you know what it's like to tell your doctor that?
Well, yeah, Doc, I also had a monkey. Excuse me? Had a monkey on my head with a diaper on. I bet you that's the first time Dr. Ron has ever heard that one. He's probably heard a lot of things.
He's heard a lot. Yeah, Dr. Ron has.
He's one of the great West Virginians. He's up there from the Northern Panhandle.
He's awesome.
Tremendous. Yeah, Dr. Ron. Good dude.
We were talking in my office a little earlier, and a phrase that Ryan used that I was really kind of gobsmacked over. He started a sentence with me. He said, "We were watching football on Thursday."
I know, he did the same thing to me. He did this. Is this like Earth 2?
I said, what?
He came back and started telling me about the Cowboys and the Chiefs game.
I know.
And you were watching the Lions game on Thanksgiving Day.
Well,
what happened? What happened to our little Ryan?
Well, when my Uncle Bill and my Uncle Chris asked if I want to watch football with them, I don't say no.
Okay.
So, because I'm not a I'm not a recluse anymore.
So if you have uncles that are big sports fans, do you get some creds? Are you like, hey, I'm actually kind of a sports show, syndicated?
Well, I don't.
Statewide.
Well, I don't want this to be a sports show.
Second game this season that Honors had 8 threes. Second time he's had 8 threes, and his coach has pulled him out with over 4 minutes to go.
You're up 40.
Yeah, but coach just does not want to see him get that record.
There may have been a discussion about that on exactly where he was in the number.
Did you let him know this time?
But there was a discussion about where he was with the number. But at the end of the day, Ross decided the juice not worth the squeeze there. With 3.5 minutes left is when he pulled him out after the timeout there. And listen, that's a guy with a lot of minutes on his in his body. You need to rest him. But 2 out of 11, you got to think maybe he's going to approach that again. Here's what's wild. In those 2 games where he's just been one off of Alex Ruoff's record, he's now a combined 16 of 20 from 3 in those 2 games. So he didn't just make 8 threes, guys. He was 8 of 11 last night. He was 8 of 9 when he did it before. 16 of 20 combined in those 2 games.
Across this great state of West Virginia, welcome in high school game nights. I chuckle a little bit, folks, because it said early edition.
As compared to the
Only
rest
edition.
of the edition, yeah.
Yeah. Tonight is going to be interesting, to say the least.
10 seconds remaining.
Going to be a direct snap here.
Snap back. It's Tyler. Tyler fakes the run. He throws. He's got an open man. Pass top 10. 5. End zone. It's a touchdown. Pulled in by Nestor. 3 seconds left.
Are you kidding me with the play call right there by Kevin Whiteman? Again, forget the game-winning field goal. Whiteman says, we're going to try and win this thing right now. The direct snap to Tyler sucked everybody up, and Nestor slips behind. What an unbelievable gutsy play call, and then perfect execution by these Falcons.
You had a moment of clarity about when it all started to make sense for you?
It did, because I didn't want to be a filmmaker growing up. I didn't even know what filmmaking was growing up. I used to watch Oprah and Katie Couric, and that's what I wanted to be. I wanted to be a journalist. I wanted to be you. And I worked at West Virginia University's radio station. I had a very thick accent. People would call in and make fun of me. And so I asked my roommates, my college roommates who were from Baltimore, to teach me how to talk differently. Really? Yeah. And it's a loss, I feel, from that. And it's probably one of the reasons why I love documenting people that are authentic. Like, I don't know if I'm authentic, but I think the people I find are very authentically who they are, and that's what draws me to them.
Metro News Talkline is presented by Encova Insurance, encircling you with coverage to protect what you care about most. Visit Encova.com to learn more.
Metro News Talkline continues. We're in the Upper Rotunda of the West Virginia State Capitol. It's Marshall Day here at the State Capitol. It's like a big family reunion. Coming up, Hoppy Kercheval, not a Marshall guy, will join us coming up at the bottom of the hour. We'll let him on. Brad McElhinny will stop by as well. We'll find out what's happening around in the House of Delegates and the State Senate this morning. Stephanie Pauly is our on-site video producer today. Jake Link's back at the Command Center in Morgantown, as is Kyle Wiggs running the audio side of things. He's TJ Meadows. And we got a full desk here to start the 11 o'clock hour. Good morning, TJ.
Good morning, sir.
We have with us Marshall University football coach Tony Gibson. Tony, good to see you again, buddy.
Good to see you guys.
And we've got baseball coach Greg Beals with us as well. Greg, good to see you.
Thank you. Good to be here.
For some reason, there we go. Say that again.
I said thank you.
That's
good
better.
to be here.
That's right. All right. Guys, for some reason they warned us. They're like, are you sure you want Tony and Greg at the same time? And we went, well, we're all about the content. So, sure. Why the warning, guys?
Well, you know, so Greg has been a great friend since day one. Was at my press conference, went out afterwards, and got to meet him and his wife, Kathy. They support us really well. We support them. And then what we did in the offseason, so everybody knows, when we went to Georgia last year, I hired him as my defense coordinator. So he called the first game at Georgia.
I see.
And then I had to get rid of him
sense.
as soon as the game was over. So
he let me go. Now I can coach baseball again.
Well, guys, appreciate it. Greg, I was watching, or I saw University of Charleston playing, I think, at Carson Newman baseball a couple days ago in the snow.
Division II started last week.
Baseball in February, man.
It's tough.
It's tough, isn't it?
Well, right now it's tough here in West Virginia, too. We got ice on our field, so our training's been inside. And, it's been a challenge, but February 13th is the opener, and nobody cares on when it comes opening day. It's time to go.
That's right. How's you got spring ball coming up not too far away?
We do. March 3rd is day one, so looking forward to it. You have a, one side of the ball. We've done some things with the staff, brought some guys back that have been here, guys I'm familiar with. So excited just to get started, have some new guys. But the one good thing that we have that's a little different is we got a lot of core guys back from a year ago, so I'm excited about that.
I got to ask you, Coach. Didn't you swing a baseball bat or two at Van High School? I mean, and then, Coach, what's his swing like? What's his glove like?
I did. I mean,
I've only got stories. I haven't got to see it yet.
He did let me throw out the first pitch last year of the Southern Miss game,
From the mound.
From the mound, it was a strike.
It was good. It was good.
All right. I want to hear from both of you. How much importance, when you're recruiting players, whether it's football or whether it's baseball, that these guys have done other things. They play other sports, and they're not just pitching year round, or they're not just throwing, quarterbacking year round. Tony?
Yeah, I want guys that play all the sports. I was fortunate enough to come from a small town, Van High School, where we played everything. All the guys, we played football, baseball, basketball, and I just think that's what you need. I don't want a guy that's just a wide receiver and that's all he trains for. I want him to be skilled in a lot of different things.
But, Gibby, why are the coaches in high school? It seems more and more they're forcing the kids. I'm the same way, Sherman grad. We played it all.
Yep.
But it seems like now the coaches are well, you got to pick this son or you got to do that. Why do they do that?
Well, because I think they're being selfish. It's all about them. They want to get that kid and have him 365 days a year where, back when I played, again, our football coach basketball, our basketball coach baseball. I mean, they all worked together, and it was what made it a special place.
Greg, what do you think?
We want athletes. We want competitors. I want guys that want to play on Friday night, no matter what sport it is. And when we get them to finally, hopefully in college, concentrate on one, they're going to grow even more than the guy that's been in one sport already.
Tony Gibson and Greg Beals joining us here, football, baseball coaches at Marshall University. How do we grow the game of baseball? Football is the most popular sport in America. Baseball, it seems like, with short attention spans, attention to detail, there's a lot of things I go on the rant about, Greg, but how do we grow the game?
Well, that's a great question, and we're always looking at it, especially at the major league level, because it's got to grow at the major league level before it grows at every other level. Well, every year they're looking at ways to do it. We've expanded the bases to bring the bunting and the base running and the small ball stuff in. We've done the shifting, so there's been a little bit of things that have gone on there. It's all about excitement. It really is. And one thing is you've got to make it. You play 162 games. We need to make it a little more affordable to go to the ballpark. Mm-hmm. It's not like a football season where they play. What's the NFL team plays 8-9 home games. Major league teams playing 82 home games. Let's make it a little more affordable for a family to go out to the ballpark. Baseball's a tough game, though. You go in the batter's box and you're all by yourself, and you either strike out or you put the ball in play or get a hit, and so it's a little tougher, and a lot of kids don't like that failure rate that's attached with baseball.
Greg, you talked about putting the ball in play. I'm wondering where you would fall in moving the mound back, slowing the pitch down a little bit, more bats on more balls, getting more in play, that kind of thing?
Yeah, I think we would look more at shrinking the mound, lowering it to flatten out the pitches a little bit.
Okay.
More so than I'm afraid of what it does to our arms when we move back, and are we going to create injury and all that? And the purists, we still love a good pitcher's duel. Watching a guy really pitch is fun to watch. So there's a mix, because you're right. The excitement is usually drawn around offense. People don't get really excited about a third inning strikeout.
Yeah, but you put the ball in, we're going to see more double plays. We're going to see more action. I just want to see action.
Sure, you're right about that. And I think if flattening the mound will do that a little bit too. Bring the ball in on a shorter plane.
All right, here's a question. I want you two to settle this for me. The toughest position in sports, is it quarterback or is it a catcher?
Ooh, I would almost argue it's quarterback and a pitcher.
Pitchers are all, I have my opinions about pitchers.
I mean,
Greg, quarterback or the catcher? Or a pitcher, I suppose.
I'm defunking the pitcher side of things. and there's a lot of processing that goes on in both of them. The quarterback's got a lot because of the speed, and they got pre-play stuff and in-play stuff, where catchers are pretty much just reading in play. So I'll give it to the quarterback.
All right.
He gets paid more, so he better.
Not to knock the quarterback or the pitcher, but is it the center and the catcher? You got to be pretty smart, coach, be a center.
Yeah.
I like centers.
I mean, those are the ones going to med school.
Right? Yeah. They keep telling us the game's won in the trenches, right?
Oh, there you go.
When I first started covering college athletics and sports, the two guys I would always seek out for comment, the center, whether it was Chris Jaspers or Levi Brown back in the day, these guys could diagram the whole offense for me. And I find the catcher, and all right, so what was going on? Well, and they'd explain the situation, the count. Maybe the two, not because I used to code those two positions, but maybe the two smartest guys on the field when it comes to football and baseball. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And Jaspers and Levi Brown wouldn't lie to me either. They would tell me the truth, whether you want to or not.
Yeah.
So tell me honestly, both of you. Tony, you ever been to a Marshall baseball game and sat in the stands and going, what in the world is he doing? Why is he bunting in this situation?
No.
Do you guys critique each other?
I sit up in the suite with his wife and my wife, and I enjoy myself and cheer for him. I'm not. That's his. I'm just there to support him.
It's the same for me. I don't have to say a word because Carrie's next to me and she's saying everything. Take the points.
Hey, let me ask you this: how tough is it on the wives to have to be at ball games and everybody in the stands is an offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator? Everybody in the stands knows what pitch to throw, or what you should be doing. How tough is it for them to?
I think it's huge.
To be behind you all the time.
I'll take this. And that's a big part of it. When Gibby got here, as you can kind of tell, we kind of get along, and it's a match, but it's an awful lot about our wives too. That they have friendships, and then we try to insulate each other a little bit from some of the noise. We can handle it. That's our jobs, but we try to insulate the wives a little bit, and their friendships are a lot of fun to watch as well.
How rare is what you guys have? I mean, I'm sitting here watching you talk. You obviously have a rapport. You talk about your wives get together. I can see you guys going on vacation together. How rare is that in college athletics today to have a guy in a different sport of all things, and you guys are kind of best buds?
Yeah, it's and it's what makes a place special are the people.
Yeah.
And boy, I got so fortunate when I came here with Greg and Corny and again. We would go on vacation, but our seasons are
sure
screwed up. We don't have the same time off, so. But no, we go to dinner together. Obviously, they come to our radio shows and get to spend time with my wife, and we sit around after. But it's always good to have somebody outside of who you work with every day, and to bounce ideas off of. He's been at some great places. He's coached at the highest level. So it's great for me to be able to bounce things off and great to be able to go support him and get everybody together, and that's what it's all about.
How much overlap is it, though, when we're talking about coaching, what motivation, appealing to kids that, 17-year-olds are much different today than they were when both you guys got into the game. How much overlap is there between all the sports like that?
Yeah, there is. It's about leadership more than, he's a football guy, and I don't pretend to know how they're lining up and going to do things. And I'm a baseball guy, but I love the competition. I love watching him coach, and I love watching his team compete. And I think when we talk, from a professional standpoint as colleagues, it's more about the leadership stuff. It's more about situationally handling stuff and that. It's not really football and baseball.
Talk a little bit about either sport, how kids have changed. Dave was sitting here describing the way it used to be. It made me think, we didn't have the headphones on. We didn't have the iPads on the bus. We didn't have all these. How do you all manage that today?
It's different. It's a different way of coaching. But, the one thing that I will say is I don't know if kids have changed as much as adults and coaches have changed. And, obviously there's a lot more technology. There's a lot more specific learning and just so many things, resources. But those kids still want to be disciplined. They still want the things that we all know works. And that's the way we coach. And I'm not ever going to come off of that. And if I ever do, that's when I'm getting out.
What do you think, Greg?
Yeah, I agree. First of all, it's, the kids are the kids. The kids learn, and they learn from parents and coaches and teachers and all that. So they're a product of it. So I don't ever want to blame kids for that. The one thing that I've done is I've coached based on core values that what the game requires, what being a student athlete requires. I love both. I love student athletes. I love the game of baseball. Those two things require something. We create a core value system that demands that from our student athletes.
How did you fall in love with baseball? Is there a moment? Was it growing up? How did you fall in love with the game?
Man, I don't know. I grew up watching the Big Red Machine. They were pretty good back
then. Yeah.
They were pretty good. And, my dad was, coached some baseball, and baseball was his favorite sport. And, right now I love it because every 20 seconds is a new competitive situation. And the toughest of us, not physically tough, the mentally toughest of us win those 20-second battles. And that's one of the biggest things we're training our players on.
Favorite Red of all time?
That's a great question. I gotta go. I gotta go with Pete Rose. I do. I just, he played so hard. He played on and off the field. I know, but I mean, when he was on the field,
he was on the field, man. Oh, it was awesome. What about you, Tony? How'd you fall in love? Because you have to love the game to go into this profession.
Yeah, I obviously playing at Van, and I went to Glenville and played for some really good coaches. The head coach at Glenville when I got recruited there was Rich Rodriguez. The defensive coordinator was Dean Hood, and the offensive coordinator at the time in the spring was Jimbo Fisher. So
it's a heck of a coaching staff.
Yeah, walking into there, and then we had success and played for a national championship in '93, and what really started for me is when they would bring recruits in, they would put them with me, and you recruit those kids to come, and you just felt, man, you were a part of that guy being, committing and coming to play. And as soon as I got done playing, we lost in the national championship in '93, and then we got beat in the playoffs in '94, and we got back, and I went right on the road recruiting. So it was just kind of, it was a part of it, and I did that for a while. Coached in high school, coached at all different levels. Painted fields, did laundry, was a strength coach, did all those things. So it was just a part of it, and I don't see myself doing anything else. I never have.
You ever miss those humble beginnings?
No. Glad I did it, and I wouldn't change it, but I don't miss it.
Tony Gibson, Greg Beals joining us, Marshall football and baseball. When's opening day, Greg?
February 13th.
In town, or are you guys going to head south early?
Kennesaw, Georgia.
Georgia seems like,
we got a shot.
Valentine's Day trip sounds like to me.
Not bad. When's the first game at the Jack?
February 27th. Friday the 27th. Butler comes to town.
Still won't be incredibly warm, but that's better than early February.
Well, it's a little bit of a stretch, but building a new ballpark, we need to play home games.
That's a beautiful ballpark.
Yeah,
and
thank you.
It'll be high school state tournament's going to be there this year.
Yeah, really
and
excited
I think that's
about
awesome.
That. Yeah, really excited. We did something special building that ballpark and bringing the state playoffs into town and for Huntington and for our university. I'm excited about that.
And spring game scheduled?
April 11th. We play our game at 3 p.m., and then we got a baseball game at 5 p.m. So
it'll be fun.
Get over.
A fun day.
Funny how that worked out.
Double header.
There you go. We'll play half of football, and then head over to watch Billsy and the boys play.
All right. Hey, guys, appreciate you stopping by. Really enjoyed the conversation, and I think we pulled it off without having to use the 8-second delay, so well done.
All right.
Marshall Baseball, Greg Beals. Marshall Football, Tony Gibson. Guys, appreciate it. Good luck this season.
Yeah,
thank you very much.
Guys.
We have more from the Capitol coming up. This is Talkline from the ARP broadcast location.
Tens of thousands of hardworking West Virginians earn their living in our state's growing natural gas industry, including thousands for Antero Resources, West Virginia's top natural gas producer. Antero's investments are boosting our local workforce and small businesses. We're proud to give back and invest locally to support West Virginia workers producing West Virginia energy. But the Mountain State's best days are ahead, and Antero Resources is just getting started. Visit AnteroResources.com to learn more.
Located in the heart of West Virginia, Bridgeport is the place to play. Endless indoor and outdoor recreation opportunities, including the Bridgeport Complex, coupled with a dynamic food scene, make Bridgeport the perfect getaway destination for couples and families. Explore unique shopping and pick from a wealth of lodging options to find something perfect for your needs. Explore the heart of West Virginia in Bridgeport. Learn more about all there is to do at greater-bridgeport.com.
Since 1926, the West Virginia Hospital Association has been the collective voice of our state's hospitals. With a shared vision of strengthening communities, improving lives, and supporting our state's economic well-being, our member hospitals work every day to provide high-quality, accessible care. This year, we celebrate 100 years of a unified voice and our ongoing commitment to supporting our members in achieving a strong, healthy West Virginia.
A message from the West Virginia Hospital Association, online at wvha.org.
Principal Greg Dosh of MTech.
Thanks to funding in part from West Virginia lottery proceeds, we're expanding MTech with a new STEM edition.
Across West Virginia, opportunities like these are made possible when you play, helping to ensure more students can discover their future right here at home. For 40 years, proceeds from the West Virginia Lottery for education have totaled $4.1 billion. West Virginia Lottery, 18 plus to play responsibly.
You're listening to Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Poca Valley has proudly served the citizens of Roane, Kanawha, Putnam, and surrounding counties for over a century. As your trusted community bank, we're committed to building relationships and meeting your financial needs. And with the Poca Valley Visa card, you can enjoy competitive interest rates, no annual fees, and a rewarding points program, all from a bank you know and trust. Visit your local Poca Valley office to apply or call us. Poca Valley, where relationships matter. Member FDIC.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
I've had a complicated relationship with food. My job was to talk to heart failure patients about diet and exercise. I felt like, why would you listen to me? Because I was not following a diet that was healthy for me. I needed help. Bariatric surgery at WVU Medicine helped me lose 175 pounds. I feel like I'm free. They hold the skill, they hold the tools, and they're waiting for you to come say that you need the help.
Steich Wealth Enhancement Group is now Wealth Enhancement. We believe retirement starts with a plan. Saving for college starts with a plan. Your legacy starts with a plan. Do you have the right plan? Call our team at 304-443-4240 or email steich-info@wealthenhancement.com.
Marshall Day here at the West Virginia State Capitol. We're in the Upper Rotunda, and she's been sitting over at the desk with University Communications, and I said, you know what, I'm just going to drag her over here, whether she wants to be on the show or not. Joining us is Melanie Witt, used to be Melanie Chapman, works for University Communications, but the reason, good morning, Melanie.
Good morning.
Fix your headphone. You've been in radio for years. Come on.
I try.
You got a headphone all flipped up. My goodness.
What's up with this?
Anyway. The reason I brought Melanie over was we were at Marshall at the same time, worked at the student radio station WMUL back in the day. Melanie was the news director, TJ.
Okay.
I was a young, aspiring sports star.
They were the glory days.
The glory days, yes. Yeah. And she needed people to join her news staff. Mm-hmm. And I was never going to do news. But then, Melanie, how did you get me into the news business?
The way you get anyone into the news business in college is you offer free food.
There you go.
I said, Dave, please, I will have donuts. Please come to the staff meeting. Dave is like, no, I'm a sports guy. I only want to do sports. Well, look at him now.
There you go. It still works today, I hear, too. We offer food every now and then.
Anytime there's food.
I've told all the politicians, you want to bribe me, just bring me something to eat.
Well, I was talking with Dave this morning, and he was sharing his favorite days during the session involve food. The buckwheat pancakes.
Yes.
And the ice cream day.
Ice cream day, yes.
So we don't offer any great spread, I guess, for Marshall Day at the Capitol. We don't have someone flipping pancakes, but it is nice because it's your alma mater coming back. So.
But go back, we were both MULers at Marshall in the experience, but worked for University Communications, but what, 12 years working for SAZ?
Yeah.
And, I worked for Metro News, so it opened doors to things that, we both ended up places we didn't know, but you go back and it all starts at Marshall.
All starts there. Say what you want, but WMUL was a great experience. We got to travel with the university. We got to see lots of places. We have some really interesting stories from our travels. And not just for those sorts of things, but sports travel as well. Were you on the sports trip at the time that we were involved in the Great Flood at Tennessee?
Yeah, that's where Jenna lost her sand.
Dave's wife was with us, and we were not part of that sports crew, but it was an absolute downpour, and she lost her shoe in a river current going down a street. Had to buy Tennessee flip-flops, I believe.
We were all dry in Neyland Stadium up in the press box, student radio. It was Mel, my wife, and one of the other guys' girlfriend turned out to be his future wife as well.
Mm-hmm.
They were out in this just torrential downpour. We finally meet up after the game. They are wet, cold, and tired. And we're like, hey, who's ready to go eat?
And they talk about all the food they had in the press box and all the things. So.
Bragging.
But we had lots of great experiences. It's a really great place to get your start in college radio, and obviously it sent us out into the world, out into the working world. We've seen some things.
We've seen some things.
We've done some things now.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Well, so for all of you wondering, you can blame Melanie Witt and a box of donuts for me being here with TJ these days.
That's all it takes.
That's all it takes. Hey, appreciate you stopping by. Good to see you again.
You too.
Nice to meet you.
We'll take a break. We'll also, one of the guys to blame for me being in this position, Hoppy Kercheval. He is going to join us next. We'll see what Hop has been up to. Most popular guy in the Capitol today. Dave and TJ, it's the AARP broadcast location. It's Metro News Talkline at the state capitol on Metro News for 40 years, the voice of West Virginia. It's 11:30. Let's get a news update from the Metro News Radio Network. Find out what's happening across the great state of West Virginia.
West Virginia Metro News, I'm Chris Lawrence. The groundhog was correct when he predicted 6 more weeks of winter and wasted no time as another winter storm's moving across West Virginia at this hour. Joe Curtis is meteorologist at the National Weather Service in Charleston.
So it's actually starting already across western part of West Virginia. So, for example, in Huntington, we're actually seeing the snow fall right now. And it's going to slowly spread from west to east throughout the afternoon. So areas farther to the east, we'll see it by the mid-afternoon hours, probably around 2 or 3 p.m. It's all going to end by this evening.
North of I-64, we'll see the most snow. Southern West Virginia, more rain. Accumulations where it is snowing, 1 to 4 inches, and the evening commute may be nasty. A winter weather advisory is out for central and northern counties of the Mountain State. Hancock County School Board met for the first time since the state took over their system. A large number of folks turned out Monday to learn more about the financial woes they're dealing with. State Board of Education officials detailed their findings during the meeting. The system was 143 teachers over what the school aid formula could afford. Other permanent jobs had been created based on temporary COVID money. And like most counties, dropping enrollment has exacerbated the problem. State officials say there was concern initially about making February payroll, but officials say the state has now stepped in, and that's been addressed. A lot of belt tightening expected in the months ahead. You're listening to Metro News for 40 years, the voice of West Virginia.
Managing your money and planning for the future can be challenging. Huntington Bank can help. I'm Matt Harris, a local Huntington Wealth Team member right here in West Virginia. We help people like you navigate the market and your life changes. Join us for Money Minutes this Thursday at 3:45 on Hotline as Huntington Bank's local wealth management team provides insight on this week's hottest market topics and how they might impact you. Be sure to catch Money Minutes this Thursday at 3:45 on Metro News Hotline.
Brighten your mornings with Tudor's $5 Sunrise Specials. Enjoy our Mary B, egg, crispy bacon, and cheese on our buttery biscuit, loaded with more bacon than the rest. Or try the Ron, featuring a bigger, hearty sausage patty topped with egg and cheese on a biscuit so delicious you'll savor every bite. Each combo comes with crispy hash browns and your choice of coffee or iced tea, all for just $5. Warm up winter mornings with this hot deal. Available for a limited time.
A fire that broke out in the Preston County Courthouse in Kingwood is under investigation. The Kingwood Volunteer Fire Department responded to the blaze Monday around noon. Fire was in the ventilation system of the bathroom, and workers in the courthouse had stopped the fire with a fire extinguisher. Firemen helped to evacuate all people from the building and to air out the building of smoke. No injuries were reported. And it's Marshall University Day at the Capitol. The university is showing off a number of programs featured at the university with various displays and demonstrations. From the Metro News Anchor Desk, I'm Chris Lawrence.
Metro News Talkline on the AARP broadcast location, Upper Rotunda, the West Virginia State Capitol. Did you feel that? Somebody opened the door?
And it feels wonderful.
Oh, my goodness, does it ever. That cool air just rushed in. It's Marshall Day. There are a ton of people in the Capitol today. It's got a nice vibe today. Tomorrow's WVU Day, and there'll be a great vibe tomorrow as well.
I love it when it's packed. I also love it when young people are here because there is a sense of energy that is otherwise not in the room when they are not.
I was going to make a joke about not young people, but I will digress and move on. Joining us at the ARP broadcast location in his old stomping grounds. I guess I kind of made the joke without making the joke there, didn't I?
Yeah, that's
Hoppy
right.
Kercheval joins. What are you doing here today, Hop? Good to see you.
Well, I'm here as a board member of the Stubblefield Institute. The Stubblefield Institute is part of Shepherd University. And what Stubblefield does is it promotes, get this, guys, it promotes civil discourse in the public square in our politics, which I'm a big believer in. And Stubblefield is trying to raise its profile in Charleston, because one of the things I said to him when I got on the board was, people down here don't know who you are. You're Shepherd, you're way over in the Eastern Panhandle. So that's one thing. And also they're working on some projects to try to provide some research for lawmakers on particular issues. We just met with Senator Mike Oliverio, and we're meeting with House Speaker Roger Hanshaw this afternoon to talk about Stubblefield and the work that we can do, what we can do working with them to try to promote having better informed lawmakers on certain issues and also to improve the public discourse.
A data-driven voice, I take it.
Yes, exactly. And talking with Senator Oliverio, and you guys talk about this, big issues like child care in West Virginia and the foster care system. And can students at Shepherd and can Stubblefield do some research so when you take up these issues, you got the data.
Yeah.
You're not just sitting there going, it's a problem and we need to do something about it. So Stubblefield is trying to be a part of the solution here in West Virginia.
Speaking of civil discourse, one of the issues that we seem to not be able to have any civil discourse on is how to handle immigration in the U.S., illegal immigration in particular. And you wrote about it today. The way that has been handled in Trump 2.0, it was a winning issue for him. It was an issue he had overwhelming support, but the way the administration has handled it, it has now turned into an issue that is flipping on the Trump administration.
Yeah, the polls indicate that, and you're right. That was immigration, border security, big issue to help him win election, right? And he started out pretty strong on this front, securing the border. People aren't just flowing across the border, the Mexican-U.S. border. So he was winning points on that, and he was delivering on a campaign promise. Then it's mass deportation. Well, it's one thing to say we're going to get people in this country out illegally, but what does that look like? Well, you're seeing now what it looks like when you begin to do that. And Minnesota is an example of how things can go terribly wrong. And the polls, and I cited this in a commentary today, cite a big change in how people perceive Trump on this issue. A Reuters poll after the shootings found 39% approve of the job Trump is doing on immigration, 39%. A YouGov poll, 55% of Americans have very little confidence in ICE. A Fox News poll determined that most voters question ICE tactics. 59% characterized ICE as too aggressive. And also the administration's hurt itself with coming out with misleading statements and outright lies about these tragedies. And Americans can look at the video themselves and see, wait a minute, what I saw was people in uniforms with masks shooting Americans. And that offends sensibilities. Maybe not among the MAGA hardcore, but certainly among independents.
I think context is important. I think that video is important because when I look at it, at least what I see someone who was trying to protest. I did not see the brandishing of a weapon. I saw someone carrying a gun, which he has a right to do, didn't brandish it. I saw an ICE officer push someone and him try to step between. So those actions, when you look at those numbers and the way those numbers are moving, I'm not surprised based on those actions. Because I think a person who tries to be dispassionate, Hoppy, to your point, and look at what happened, clearly would not be one that would say,
that doesn't look like what they again, I'm generalizing, but I think a lot of people who look at it somewhat objectively, or even some Trump supporters might say, that doesn't look like a domestic terrorist to me.
No.
Right. So that's where things don't fit together. So, and also consider this. When I did this show for years, I don't know how many times when we talked about gun issues, people would call up and say, and gun rights people would say, we need guns because it's in the Second Amendment, and we need to protect ourselves from an overzealous government. Well, what did you see in Minnesota, to the point where the NRA kind of came out and go, well, the guy had a license, had a gun.
Yeah.
I mean, he was so. So I think the administration's handled this wrong, and now you see them backing off and trying to retool on this issue. But point being is that immigration was a big winning issue for Trump, and now a lot of that support has dissipated.
I would add to that, Hoppy, and I think adds to those numbers. Also, the administration's handled it wrong. I think Kristi Noem has been a failure as DHS secretary, but also when you have these Democrat-run cities that will not cooperate with ICE, they arrest somebody who has committed a crime, who has a detainer on them or has been identified as illegal. If they're not cooperating with ICE, then this is what you end up with. There is no other way to go get those. So you're casting a wide net, which brings in mistakes, which brings in these confrontations, and not to mention the rhetoric that turns up the heat a ton. If you have people out comparing ICE to the Gestapo, that also turns up the heat. You get these bad images on television. All to say, I think everybody's handled it poorly.
Well, and look, I get that point, and you're right. And I heard someone talking about the fact that some people have forgotten how to peacefully protest, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, some people have forgotten the lessons of Martin Luther King and civil disobedience, right? And so that reflects poorly. And as you say, if Democratic-led cities aren't cooperating, that reflects poorly. And I think that is part of the polarization. Oh, the Democratic cities aren't cooperating. Oh, the far right, the administration is doing this. I'm more talking about the middle. I don't know if those minds can be changed on either extreme. I'm talking about there is still a middle out there who just look at the video and look at the comments and go, that doesn't look like America to me.
Is this a wake-up call for the middle to become more vocal? Because if you harken back to the days under George H.W. Bush or Reagan, they talked about amnesty. They talked about closing the border and for people that are here already figuring something out. I don't hear that. Maybe that's the sensible center that needs to step forward and take the conversation.
Well, there was a bill during the Biden administration by, who's the Oklahoma senator? I can't think.
I'm blanking too.
Okay, the Oklahoma senator, who's one of the most conservative members of the United States Senate, who worked months and crafted a bill that started to revise immigration policy in this country. Because the joke is, what's your thought about our immigration policy? And the answer is, what is our policy, right? I mean, it's all over the place depending on who's president. And it got killed. It got killed by Republicans when Trump said, "Don't pass this bill." Because why? Because immigration was a winning issue for him. So, look, you need a secure border, and you need, in defense of what the administration's said they wanted to do, is you need to get people out of the country who are here illegally and criminally and doing actions criminally. If you're talking about rounding up everybody who's just in the country illegally, you're going to have more Minneapolises.
And I don't think you can get it done. 20 years from now, you don't get it done.
No, you don't get it done.
And that's where I think, TJ, the sensible center looks at the situation and goes, all right, do we roving patrols? But if you arrest a guy who's illegal, then he needs to be deported. That to me was where the sensible center would look at the situation and go, all right, well, complete, not cooperating on this end, no good. What you guys are doing is still no good either. Well, there's a middle ground there, like you said.
Yeah, look, focus on getting criminals. And people will say, well, if you cross the border illegally, you're a criminal. I'm talking about people who are here and have committed crimes after they have come here. Secure the border and get those people out. And everybody would be on your most people would be on your side on that. But if you have people lying on the ground getting shot in the back, you're going to lose that. You're going to lose the public on that, in my opinion.
You're going to lose the public, and to your point, when you come out with statements that clearly do not match the images,
right.
You're going to lose the public, and that's what Kristi Noem did.
I'm worried about what happens next. If that goes unaddressed in America, what you just talked about, what do we open up ourselves for next?
It's up to it. I'm having a fantasy here.
Yeah.
It's up to the president and immigration is an issue. Okay, people crossing the border is an issue. People here who are criminals is an issue. It is up to the United States Congress and the President of the United States to develop a comprehensive policy that deals with that. Okay, but neither side really is willing to do it because it's too big of an issue.
Yeah.
Right, that they can use. Right? Do you think the left's not going to use this issue to say, well, we can't do anything? So that to me is discouraging.
Remember what Steyerwalt told us on the Friday? One of the Fridays.
What's that?
Immigration's like the budget. Everybody says, well, we need to cut government spending. What programs do you want to cut?
None.
We need to get a handle on immigration. How do you want to do it? I don't know.
Look, secure the border, and I know this runs afoul of a lot of people. Put in place a pathway to citizenship.
Yeah.
And then make it however you want to make it. But you can't send 12 million people back as much as you may want to. So create a pathway to citizenship to get people out of the shadows, and then continue ICE efforts. Continue ICE efforts, because I don't go with the whole defund ICE thing. I mean, continue ICE efforts to get rid of criminals and the worst of the worst.
Everybody knows somebody that is here illegally. I firmly believe that. Maybe a couple degrees separated, but you know them, you respect. Oh, that's a great guy. Right?
Yeah.
And then it gets into that issue.
The guy who worked on your house, the guy who's at the restaurant.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The guy who works for Stubblefield. No, Hoppy Kercheval.
How's it going here today, huh?
You know what?
You're popular.
I told you it's like a big family reunion here today.
Oh, yeah, Marshall.
For me. For me,
yeah, it's great. Well, it's you had Brad Smith on. Brad Smith is he's a home run. I mean, Brad Smith is just a
Well, they're growing. They're growing student enrollment. They're getting return on investment. And the guy, I always tell him, get out of here before you make me re-enroll. By the time you spend enough time with him, and you go, sign me up, I'm in.
And you had Gibby on. I mean, Gibby, really, I've known him forever, and I'm really happy for him and the job he's doing at Marshall, and good to see him. And he's just struggling like every coach, Dave, at that level, because you don't have a ton of money and you lose players. You got to retool.
Well, they got a core coming back this year.
They do have a core.
And he talked about that. So last year was a completely brand. And you're going to start me now on Marshall football with.
Sorry.
2 minutes left in the segment.
Sorry.
Oh, guys, I'll tell you this: at the sake of being a fanboy and dismissing the democratic process. I didn't go to Marshall, but my goodness, part of me just wants to give Brad Smith the keys to the state and say, here, fix it.
You spend too much time around him. It happens.
Yeah, exactly.
All right,
yeah.
Good to see you, Hop.
Good to see you guys. Keep up the good work.
We'll get Brad McElhinny in the chair next.
Picture a community where every space tells a story. Those are the communities we're designing at ZMM Architects and Engineers. With a blend of creativity and technical expertise, we design spaces that inspire, innovate, and ignite change. From cutting-edge educational facilities to community-centric gathering spaces, we're committed to improving lives through design. Let us help you shape a brighter future for generations to come. Because at ZMM, it's more than architecture. It's about building your legacy.
For over 30 years, High Technology Foundation has been committed to building a stronger West Virginia. Our mission, economic diversification. By fostering innovation and supporting tech initiatives, we pave the way for a brighter future. From cutting-edge research to tech-driven solutions, we're transforming the landscape. Join us in creating opportunities and driving progress. Let's build a diverse economy together. Visit WVHTF.org. High Technology Foundation, shaping West Virginia's future.
Tens of thousands of hardworking West Virginians earn their living in our state's growing natural gas industry, including thousands for Antero Resources, West Virginia's top natural gas producer. Antero's investments are boosting our local workforce and small businesses. We're proud to give back and invest locally to support West Virginia workers producing West Virginia energy. But the Mountain State's best days are ahead, and Antero Resources is just getting started. Visit AnteroResources.com to learn more.
You're listening to Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org. Leading the efforts to build a stronger.
You want to know what West Virginia is talking about?
It's good to be back in Morgantown today.
Now it's different.
I think it's mostly just business.
What I voted for and what I think makes the most sense.
Well, Dave, this has been a bit of a controversy.
I want to thank the caller last week that said I sounded like Hoppy Kercheval. That was flattering.
Join Dave Wilson and TJ Meadows Monday through Friday for Talkline on Metro News Television.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
Trojan Landing Marine is now Charleston's newest power sports dealership.
We now feature a full line of sleek Suzuki street bikes and four-wheelers. We're now offering the innovative riding experience of Benda motorcycles. The next step in motorcycle evolution with all-electric Zero high-performance bikes. We've now got Segway vehicles starting as low as $10,000. Come in and check out our great selection of high-quality Benelli and Royal Enfield bikes. Visit Trojan Landing in Charleston, now your water, road, and dirt dealership.
Metro News Talkline is presented by Encova Insurance, encircling you with coverage to protect what you care about most. Visit Encova.com to learn more.
We're at the AARP broadcast location, Upper Rotunda, the West Virginia State Capitol. Brad McElhinny has been keeping an eye on things happening in the House and Senate today. He's brought to you by AARP, your ally for real possibilities in the Mountain State. Connect on social media at AARP West Virginia and learn more at aarp.org/WV. Morning, Brad.
Oh, hi. Happy Marshall Day. Go Herd.
Happy Marshall Day to you as well. What's happening? Didn't know that was such a difficult question.
Mid-level items. Nothing frivolous. Nothing that will blow your socks off. Just,
Things.
So this morning I attended a meeting of the Senate Education Committee. You may not be fully aware of the rules the state has had surrounding the hiring of county school superintendents. I learned this morning that up until now there's been a rule that the superintendent has to live in the county or a contiguous county, which is relatively flexible. This bill that ran through Senate Education this morning would do away with that. And the idea is that it's becoming challenging, especially for some of West Virginia's rural counties, to get people with the level of expertise and aptitude to be a county superintendent. Some counties, frankly, finding a place to live is a little challenging. This would strip away the requirement to be to live in the county or to live in a contiguous county, but at one point the bill was structured so you would have to live within 2 hours. Friends, let me just share with you, I don't really want to commute 2 hours, but
it's not that bad.
Speaking to an expert, it's a lot of your life, and I think, county superintendent should be a challenging job. You should be on duty a lot. Evening sports and band competitions, whatever, you got to be there. There was a lot of conversation in the committee about, are we going to wind up if you're in, let's say, Hancock County? Could they hire somebody who lives in Pittsburgh? Technically, under the 2-hour drive limit, they could. So there was some conversation in the committee about whether that kind of situation was desirable. The Pendleton County superintendent just happened to be there. That's a big county. Even if you haven't gotten a golden horseshoe, you know that that's a big county. She pointed out that if she drives from Franklin, I think, to Elkins, I forget where she said, but if she goes Pendleton County up to Randolph County, it's an hour and 15 minutes. That's still contiguous. So, she was saying each county is different, and it might be better just to let the county boards determine what is acceptable to them in terms of TJ's getting a ray of sunshine.
Local control? My goodness, to think that we would allow an elected board to make a decision that is beneficial for their... never mind. I don't.
Senate Education Chairwoman Grady, well into the meeting, made that same point that, we often think that we're passing laws to do good things, but sometimes we could just let the local people determine what is best for them, depending on their situation, especially if you are a giant rural county like Pendleton.
Like manna from heaven.
That made TJ's day right there, Brad.
At least we're going in the right. So are people for it or against it or what? What happened to it?
The bill passed out of committee. The question of whether there should be some parameters on where your county superintendent lives was the subject of a long discussion. And then there was another sub-debate about, all right, unfortunately, counties are being taken over all the time by the state. What if Hancock County is taken over and the state school board decides the best superintendent to put in place lives in Braxton County? Is that acceptable to the local people? That wound up being, I think, determined by most of the committee. Like, ideally, a county should not be taken over forever and ever, and eventually there should be the local control returning, and at that point, folks can make their own decision about who the best superintendent is.
He's Brad McElhinny. You can read him each and every day over at WVMetroNews.com. This Capital Report brought to you by AARP, your ally for real possibilities in the Mountain State. Thank you, Brad. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Back to wrap it up in a moment. This is Talkline from the AARP broadcast location.
Hospitals drive West Virginia's economy. They produce jobs and create opportunities while keeping our communities healthy. Employing nearly 54,000 people, West Virginia hospitals rank among our state's largest and most dependable employers. They provide more than $1 billion in community benefits and generate nearly $17 billion in total economic impact each year. Hospitals are investing where it counts, advancing health, ensuring access to care, and powering West Virginia's economic future.
A message from the West Virginia Hospital Association, online at WVHA.org.
Every day in West Virginia, we play for something bigger.
As a mom, I play for her education.
I play because it helps provide care for the ones who care for us.
I play to help keep our parks beautiful.
Why I play? Because every play supports West Virginia's future, our students, our seniors, and our state parks. For 40 years, proceeds from the West Virginia Lottery have totaled nearly $13.7 billion. I play. 18 plus to play. Play responsibly.
We are there for you, to care for you at the health plan. We are here for you.
For over 4 decades, we've been rooted deep inside West Virginia. Through thick and thin, supporting local families and businesses. Proudly serving your neighborhood since 1979. Your trusted partner in the community.
The health plan, we are here for you.
You're listening to Talkline on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Start your new year off right with a new ride from Dancava GMC. Come explore our 2026 GMC Acadias. Spacious, smooth, and made for everyday life. It's truly a fan favorite. Drive into winter with a new 2026 GMC Sierra, now up to $12,000 off, or lease as low as $499 a month. So upgrade your ride this year with us at Dancava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop Thora.
Download Metro News Television on your iPhone or Android. Search Metro News Television in your app store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
Touchdown! We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you.
It's high school basketball season, and Metro News Television has you covered. Rivalries, buzzer beaters, classic hardwood competition. Watch live and on demand from gyms across the Mountain State. Stream Metro News Television on your iPhone, Android, Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, LG TV, and select smart TVs. Or visit MetroNewsTV.com for more information. High school basketball lives here on Metro News Television.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong.
Jackpots are growing in West Virginia. Jackpots are on the rise every week. Powerball hits Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. Mega Millions lights up Tuesdays and Fridays. That's 5 chances a week to get in on life-changing jackpots. Play in-store and online. 18 plus to play. Please play responsibly. The Powerball jackpot is $80 million. Mega Millions jackpot is $323 million. So go ahead, play today. A couple of big thank yous to Leah Payne, Marshall University Communications today, helping arrange interviews, getting Brad Smith to drop by, and Grant Traylor with Marshall University Athletics for corralling all the coaches who came by the set today, the AARP broadcast location today on Marshall Day. Tomorrow, it'll be the old gold and blue in the Capitol. WVU Day, we will have a list of Mountaineers, including the Mountaineer himself, scheduled to join us on the show tomorrow. If you missed any of the conversations throughout the show today, you can, watch them. They'll be posted up over on the Metro News TV app, as well as our social medias on Facebook. We're on Instagram, too. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
We are. We're over there as well. So that's all the places you can find those. Metro News Midday coming up next on many of these same Metro News radio stations. And, of course, follow the news of the day at WVMetroNews.com. Talk to you tomorrow from the Upper Rotunda, the West Virginia State Capitol. For TJ, I'm Dave. This is Talkline on Metro News for 40 years, the voice of West Virginia.